What is up, guys? This is Jamathan from KOMM, and I'm bringing you Volume 2 of the KOMM 2018 map strats. Kind of what's current, what we're doing these days, and just going over some core concepts along the way. I got a lot of good feedback about last time, a lot of good stuff about seeing the visuals as well as hearing me explain things out, and I saw a lot of good things happening as well. So people are maintaining battle lines better, people are executing our strat of nat grabbing the back beacons on beacon rush and going towards contested beacons first and then cycling back. So some good stuff that I've been seeing. So today I'm going to go over Canyon, Shenzen, Springfield, and Carrier. I'm guessing it's 20 to 25 minutes. I just want to... These maps are a little bit more complex and there's a lot to cover. And I'm going to try to go as fast as possible without just mumbling it all in one word. So, alright. So Canyon. Canyon, screen right. Let's go Canyon. This is going to be for, domination. Like Beacon Rush is the same thing for the most part. It's the same strat. So what happens on Canyon is we just need to make sure where the spawn points are. So I'm just gonna say hypothetically, if this is our spawn over here, that's our home spawn, and the enemy spawn is over here, E for enemy. Then you can kind of gauge where you want to go. So anyways, what the biggest point we want to do on Canyon, domination or beacon rush, what we said to the tournament team is we want to create this V of, and this is the perimeter control that we're always talking about. So one thing we try to do is we spread it out. I typically like to go to one flank. I'll go over here, and someone, then we have a few guys doing this, 1 2 3. What happens is we end up having too many guys camp and spawn or in this general vicinity right here, which is okay, but that's not exactly what we want. What JA and Yelmac are pretty good about this, so when we're in the same squad, they'll make up for a lot of it. But what we want is, we want 1 or 2 guys pushing this way, and when you're over here, what happens is you're threatening this beacon right here, this enemy beacon. Whether it's beacon rush or dom, they have to respect that. They have to have someone back here to guard you. And then what we want to do over here is there's this big, I know there's a big rock back here. We want 1 guy right here, and then 1 guy maybe trying to push this, because this makes them respect these guys over here. So you see this V I'm talking about? That we got to be pushing this back beacon, the back flank beacon, or this side beacon, and that frees up center beacon. And then, whoever's in the middle, even if you're in shock trains, if you have an opening, you should go and grab this if it's not ours already. So that's this map in a nutshell. What we're missing the most is this push on the back beacon. Even if you get to this rock right here, it's okay if you don't go all the way. If you're just trapped, or there's just this Dragoon, Fury, or Flux just guarding this, that's fine. But you're being really annoying. When we say be annoying, because what you're doing is you're watching this angle right here. You're covering any enemy that has to come up to center from a different angle. You see what I'm saying? So this V is what we mean when we say set up the V, set up the perimeter on Canyon. So that's what we like to do. That's area control. That's controlling and setting up the perimeter. That's what we mean when we say those things. Now, the only problem is you got to gauge the squad. Sometimes we get some squads where we got a lot of patient, campy players, which is good, but we gotta get 3-2 for every now and then when we can. But we just gotta watch out. If they're set up in ranges, try not to get blasted, because you can get mech'd out quickly. So that's this map in a nutshell. So let me do one quick thing here. Let me just save this so it goes away. And let me see. Can I write? No, I can't write. How do I screen write again? Oh, there we go. All right. As a quick reminder, if this is our spawn, we want to set up the V here. You want one guy grab this back beacon here, one here, maybe one go here. You know, one guy usually grabs this and he can go center. That's what, 4 guys? Then you have one kind of playing up close and maybe one's camping back here. Either he's camping back here or he can try to push over here as well. It depends on enemy movement, and you know, it is what it is. Now, the only thing with this setting up the V is, when, remember I said at the beginning, the spawn points. If there's an enemy spawn point right next to this back beacon, we're not going to get this back beacon then. That's pretty self-explanatory. But what we can do is, just like any other map, if you have nothing to do, just push this beacon over here and put pressure here, so they have to group up here, and when that happens, the other guys can have an easier time grabbing center. The push and pull concept at its finest. So yeah, that's Canyon in a nutshell. Alright, let's go to the next map. Let me grab it very quick. Alright, where are you? Let's do Shenzhen. That's an easy one. Easy one, but we're not running it well. So where are you? And I'm using an old strat page because it really hasn't changed. So here we go. This is Shenzhen. Alright. As you can see, it's a 3-and-3 split. Alright, we got 3 guys going to the right, 3 guys going to the left to the contested beacons. That's what we want. This is BR or domination. Alright, what we're doing, just like on BR, you can treat domination the same way, is you don't have to cap a beacon. Look, on domination, it's okay to not cap it. That's what, I don't know the numbers. It's like 4 to 6 seconds. That's 4 to 6 seconds you can spend gaining ground to going to each of these beacons. That's the mentality. That 4 to 6 seconds to get an extra guy to go up here and fight is so key. Especially on Beacon Rush, because as you know, when you get these beacons, they're not easy to take back, okay? So B and D are the contested beacons we want to get. On Domination, okay, on BR, it's a little bit more scary, but on Domination, if they have someone coming up here, so what? Who cares? They get this beacon, it's Domination. We just respawn, we're just gonna... There's no way they can keep reinforcing that. We'll give them a few seconds, 1 minute at the most, we'll get it back. Now on BR, if they do decide to gamble and someone goes up here because there's a blind spot, when we hit this area and kind of like this area here, that's the blind spot. So a Strider or a Pursuer or something can get here quick. Center is fine if they want to grab it, but we got to watch out for this. So as you're hitting these corners, there's these gaps where everyone can kind of peek through, you know, and in case you see a quick bot, sure, take a step back and pop at him if you see a quick bot. Those usually are a little bit more dangerous because they can respawn on our spawn, and this is Beacon Rush that I'm talking about. So in either game mode, Beacon Rush and Dom, we don't have to grab A. I want everyone to get here. Now, what's the problem that I'm hearing a lot from some of the officers and veterans is people are stopping here at this corner. And that's fine, but I usually run a Bulgasari Scourge, and I usually hit the corner and I'll lean my shoulder. Now, the only times I'll really back off is if there's a fast bot with Orkans that already beat me there. He got a really good jump. So that's the only times I might back off, especially if I don't have a Haichi with me. But even so, if it's a fast bot, Pursuer is the bot that'll make me back off if he gets there because of his ability. But if I get there, even if it's a fast bot, my Scourges will have the range and I can usually take him out before I have to get there. So you guys have to figure out, this is a skill thing, how you're going to turn this corner and go. You know, like on this right side, it's fine if you want to wiggle through some of these buildings. On the left side, if you have a Spectre, that's fine if you want to jump on top and that's how you want to assault, but you might get shot. So that's the only thing. So let me save this really quick to get the mess out of the way. So, you know, it's how you want to attack. Now, the other day, one key point before I keep going, The guy that got this spawn and the farthest spawn in each side, you have to take the lead because you got the best spawn. This strat is based off spawn points. You get to this and you can break it fast. You can shoot what you want or use what you want, Bulgasari or fast dash bot, but your job is to get there and start the charge. Now, I was with 3L and Will, and it worked out really well. I had the best spawn, so I turned here Bulgasari Scourge. 3L was in his Haichi Orkans or Terrans. He stood right behind me to shield me. Will was in his Spectre Orkans or something. He stood behind the Haichi. So we were running like a little train, and they were running too, but I was blocking the energy. The shield was covering me as I was going, and we took this no problem and blew, you know? So even if you don't take this, you know, like if you're on this side, your job is to keep a stalemate and duke it out. And if the guy goes for it, nail him and then take it. You know, that's all ability. And when the opening happens, we'll take center. And if they take it, we'll take it back. Now, just like on any map, a core concept you have to remember, whatever side you're coming from, you're responsible for spawning and addressing that side if it needs help. So don't go spawn and stack this side 4 and these two guys are one man down. Check your side first before you go to the other side. That's just so key. So that's just a normal thing to do. It's 101 stuff, guys, okay? So also on domination, the first guy that dies, you're gonna spawn back here. Just grab this. On beacon rush, we don't have to grab it right away. We want to set this battle line and really force them back. So this wasn't just about strats. I mentioned a few core concepts in there and mentalities of what you should have. So hopefully this is a little bit more clear. Everyone needs to understand how they're going to attack this corner. Don't start in shock trains if you can. I do know that, I mean, if you don't know, Ted and Spartan likes to start in shock trains a little bit. That's fine. I'm trying to be flexible about it, but everyone can't start in shock trains. Those guys deal their way with damage. Let them do their thing, but everyone else, I want you to assault. On beacon rush, we always want to assault, so don't forget about that. And assault means Tehran, Orkan, something that you can push forward with, stop the cat from the enemy, and jump on the beacons. So, alright. The next two is kind of fussy. Alright, we're going to go to Springfield. The thing about Springfield that makes it so fussy is because spawn points changes things. So we'll talk about the hard stuff first. And this is an old drawing from an old strat, but it was just talking about area terminology. We got farm over here. We got center beacon here. Dam. We call this top part enemy city city area or platform, and home city platform. This middle area pathway. Central trench, whatever you want to call it. So the tough part is this spawn right here, and so we'll get right into that. So on beacon rush, I think everyone knows this, but on beacon rush we want to skip the back beacon. The back beacon is the one that's not under any threat immediately. So typically what we need to do on Springfield is we try to send at least 3 guys, you know, to challenge this. And you do not have to cap farm. We want to get up to center and get right here, because they're most likely, if they rush it, they're going to beat us to center. All right. So the trick is on beacon rush, how these guys push in together. That's key. You got to push in together. Now, if it's JA and someone's making a fast push for it because they think they can do it, fine. That's an ability of skill and understanding of map and understanding of their bot and what they can achieve. That's fine. But the other 2 guys get there quick and do it together and try to flip this. Now, the problem we have is people are not understanding what to do on city, in my opinion. The other 3 guys, you know, typically you get up to here and you're picking this crossing, right? That's usually what these guys are doing. Maybe one guy goes down here so he has a better angle on center. But the key thing is this spot right here for the enemy is closer to center. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot closer. So there's really good spots for a Dragoon Fury Spectre to constantly pound on our guys trying to hit this. So on beacon rush, remember, I'm always saying you have to attack on 2 fronts so they can't all just focus on one, because they've got great angles on us. So these guys, you have to get up here, not with the intention of flipping it, with the intention of killing these bots so they're respawning back here so they can't support the center guys. Push up here, Spectre Orkin's fine. Your job is to be annoying. Your job is to create a battle line up here for our team so we can attack on these two fronts. You see what I'm saying? So you got Haichis. You can do Spectre Shock Trains if you want. Get up here so they can't just hide behind this thing, so you get these angles on this guy. You know, or you jump into little troughs. Some of these, you guys like to do that. You jump up and down and shoot at them. That's fine, but that's the biggest thing when we get that spawn. Same thing with when we get the spawn in the middle area. It's not much different. It's just, you know, if this middle area on this farm side. A typical setup is we go 3 and 3. We see what the enemy movements are. You know, we got 3 guys here. If this is beacon rush, we can manage to skip farm because we don't want to waste time walking back there and another 4 to 6 seconds capping it. We want to get everyone up here so we can make them split their forces and fight us on 2 fronts right off the bat. So these 3 guys push up here. Don't be in shock trains because it's beacon rush. Once, you know, and start pushing on these 2 fronts. So it's in a question of ability. And if I had to trust anyone's ability, I trust our team's ability more than even the top teams. So it's 3 on 3, 3 guys on 3 guys, and let's see who's got the better skill. And chances are we'll get one of either center or plat, and we got a 3-2 lead. That's what we need to do when we get down here. When we get a chance, if you die, you can spawn back here and grab it, or when it's under control, one of these guys can come back here. But if it's not under control and they're just hanging out here, you don't have the luxury, then just keep waiting. We'll go 2 on 2 for a while and work on the mech out. All right? That's that side in a nutshell. I don't think there's much to say on this other side that I haven't said already, but whether we get a spawn in the center area or on city, we're going to get center because we're a lot closer. So the safer thing is just 3 guys, you know, 3 guys here. All right. Now the trick is, when can we get the 4-1? When can we deliver a small knockout punch? Because the biggest thing is when if it's domination or beacon rush, domination's a little easier. If it's domination, especially domination, when they're stacked on this side and they're down here, I love to come up here and start putting pressure. It really separates these 2 beacons. All right. Now, if it works vice versa. If they're all the way over here and there's no one up on city, then these guys got to recognize, I'm going to push and just put some pressure and make these guys choose. You know, it's the push and pull concept at its finest. You know, once you understand that space, that helps dictate a lot of the movement and thinking mentalities. But you got to know when it's reckless and when you got to hang back. That's the trick. And when you're all by yourself or with your teammate. So I think that's Springfield in a nutshell. So okay, let's see. Carrier, the last map, and then I want to jump back to Shenzen for one thing for King of the Hill. All right, so for this, there's not much to this map. If it's beacon rush, it's pretty straightforward. You know, if our spawn's on this side, everyone's just getting up to the front and being aggressive, ready to cap, right? All 6 guys. Now, the biggest thing is what happens if we don't get center. All right, that's the biggest thing. So what happens when we don't get center? Now, on domination, I make it a point. We got to own these alleyways on the side, okay? So if this is our spawn, as you can see, there's a ramp right here. We got to get on this ramp and we got to own it. So 2 guys here, there's like a underground right here or something, right? That's a great place to stand and then start moving up the sides, because it really tests attacking on 2 fronts. Now, the closer beacon is going to be more guarded, but these guys need to put the pressure. And when that happens, these guys put the pressure and re-grab center if it's not ours, or they move up here, get to this tunnel, and start shooting across. So this is what's important. This ramp is what's important, okay? Not standing up here. And when you're standing up here, you get a lot of shock train bounce damage. That's the problem. So just remember, that's the key element, and you got to push together. All right. The biggest thing on this map that people are not realizing is if someone's having a successful push. All right. If someone's having a successful push towards the enemy flank beacon, which is on this map, if we're over here, which is this one right here, it seems. If, let's just say, you know, Zopek or Yelmak or Natesla is doing a great job and they're close and they're flipping it, anyone standing up here or up here, everyone needs to push up. That's just pushing up the battle lines. You're recognizing the pressure is being here. Everyone's got to get up there and help them out. And even if you don't, it's a good time to get ahead on the mech out. Get up here, get a few empty shots at them or free shots while they're focused on whoever's taking that role of being the tank. All right, so that's this map in a nutshell. I don't have much else to say besides that for now. If I think of anything else, we can cover it. All right. Let's see. Last thing I want to go over very quickly is I want to jump back to this map, and I want to talk about King of the Hill because JA mentioned something, and it's a good point. Now, on King of the Hill, all right, our normal mentality used to be, oh, let's just all get up here and shoot and get this, and, you know, like any other map, get ahead on the center beacon because that's the most contested, will usually win. Now, that works most of the time, but what's happening is on this map, it's not working as much, especially the good clans, Synergy, whatever their name is. They really pointed it out to me one time. One night we were playing them. It's better if this is our spawn to sit back here, all right, and we start shooting them. Whoever wants to push. Now, we may lose all, we may lose most. I think that's fine, but that's like a good round of getting ahead on the beacon bar, on the mech out race. Now, what we can do is, if we have OG or Rep or JA in the squad, someone with a fast spot, we can send one at a time to go, you know, keep it honest and maybe grab it while the rest is supporting. And this way we get better angles at it, and we're spread out a little bit and not just sitting ducks in the middle subject to all sorts of rocket damage. And in that sense, we're also getting ready closer to these side beacons, you know, possibly. So instead of just all rushing out middle, we're kind of like forming an arc, a battle line like this. One guy or two can go grab it, the rest give cover. So that's the only difference I have on this King of the Hill mentality, okay? And just like any map, I don't know. I don't think shock trains are the right way to start. I think we should be in assault builds, especially on King of the Hill. So, that's about it. Let me see. Did I cover everything I wanted to cover? We did Canyon, Shenzhen, we did Springfield, and we did... okay, we did everything. The last thing I want to say is... few core concepts that we need to do a little better on is here, I'll do domination. I'll do Dead City as an example. Remember, I keep saying on domination, especially domination on maps like Dead City, kill and then cap. All right, there's no rush, and what I'm seeing some players do on our side, on our team, in our clan, and it's just such a shame. It's a pain to see. Is look, I get you trying to take the initiative and go grab this beacon and set the tone. That's fine, but what I'm seeing is you grab it, you may damage them 50%, and then you go down, and then, you know, then they take it right back, or we're one man down. You know, like, I'd rather you move up the sides or pressure this side, be smart about your mech out, and you know, when you're pushing this side, the one reason we keep saying, if you got nothing to do, push the enemy flank, because while you're pushing the enemy flank, you still see into center, or you can if you want. So we want you to take out the enemy and then go cap. Or like I said, if an enemy just uses ability and you're a Spectre Orcan and you kill him as you're capping, at least it's 1 for 1. At the very minimum, you should be going 1 for 1 death to kill while you're getting that center, to help us stay even on the mech out and you're not just wasting your bot. All right, so that's the biggest thing I want to know. So I want to see. So if they're guarding this side heavily, another thing on this map, one or two guys, not with the mindset of getting it, but just usually if I have to do it, I'll do it. But come back here, take the pressure off. One or two guys that die may have to respect you. That takes pressure off these two beacons. All right, so that's the push and pull concept. Again, I'm just showing another exception of it, and I wanted to talk about kill and then cap if you can. Be aggressive, get up here quick, wait for them to do anything stupid. If they don't do anything stupid, I'm not saying just stand around, go after their bots, go after and kill. Be that killer mentality. That's what we want you to have. Take area away, push the battle line up. All right, so those are just some of the simple things I want to talk about. So core concepts we mentioned was kill and then cap. Be responsible from where you came from. That's where you should always recheck if you need to go back there when you die and need to respawn. Please watch the shock train bounces. That's what kills us on Team Deathmatch and other maps. You need to learn how to lure the peek out, hesitate, and also just jump before you get shot if you need to. If you're in a jumping bot, or use your shield if you have nothing else to do. Corner shoot. There's tons of strategies to lure out the shock train. We're just try not to stand in the open and get shot. That's the worst. Unless you're assaulting a beacon, where I understand that you have to be subject to shots, that's fine. But when everything's just standing still, it kills me when people get shot. So just, especially if we're in a Spectre, because they don't have a lot of HP. So just be mindful. And then assault builds on beacon rush. Less shock trains. We want to block the cap. So, alright. I think that's it. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Next time I'll aim to do Moon Map and Valley. I think that's about it. Maybe one more I'm forgetting. But Moon Map and Valley next time. And yeah, hopefully this helped. And I'll catch you guys in the game. So, Jamathan out.